Have you ever experienced a jerking motion when driving? Strange sounds coming from your car? Or difficulty shifting gears? If so, there's a good chance your torque converter could be the culprit. The torque converter plays a critical role in your car's transmission system, and when it starts to fail, it can cause some serious issues. But how do you know if your torque converter is going bad? Stick with us, because in this video, we're going to walk you through 9 common symptoms of a failing torque converter and how to fix them. Let's get started and learn how to identify these issues before they become a major headache and costly repair. 1. Slipping gears. The first symptom of a bad torque converter is slipping gears. If you feel your car suddenly shifting in and out of gear without you changing it, this could be a sign that the torque converter is failing. When the torque converter starts to fail, it doesn't transfer power from the engine to the transmission as efficiently, causing the car to slip in and out of gear. You may notice your RPMs rising unexpectedly, but the car won't accelerate as it should. If this happens, it's important to address it as soon as possible, because it can lead to more significant transmission damage. A fix might involve replacing the torque converter or addressing internal issues with the transmission. 2. Overheating. Another common sign of a failing torque converter is overheating. If your car's engine is running hotter than usual, it could be due to a malfunctioning torque converter. A faulty torque converter can cause your engine to overheat because it's not efficiently transferring power from the engine to the transmission. This results in excess heat being generated within the system. If you notice your car's temperature gauge rising, make sure to check the torque converter and ensure there are no internal leaks or blockages causing the overheating. A fluid change or the replacement of the torque converter may be required to prevent further damage. 3. Unusual sounds, grinding, whining, or clunking. If you hear strange noises coming from your car, especially a grinding, whining, or clunking sound, your torque converter could be the cause. When the torque converter begins to fail, it can cause friction between the internal parts, which creates unusual sounds. These noises may indicate a damaged or worn-out bearing inside the converter, or a problem with the transmission fluid. If you're hearing these sounds, don't ignore them. It's important to get your car checked immediately. Sometimes the solution is as simple as a fluid change, but in other cases, you may need to replace the torque converter entirely. 4. Poor acceleration. Another red flag is poor acceleration. If your car struggles to accelerate or feels sluggish, it could be due to a failing torque converter. A faulty torque converter can prevent the engine from transferring power to the wheels efficiently. This causes delays in acceleration and can make your car feel sluggish or unresponsive when you press the gas pedal. This symptom can often be fixed by replacing the torque converter. However, it's essential to identify if any other transmission issues are also contributing to the problem. 5th, lockup clutch problems. Next up is an issue with the lockup clutch. The lockup clutch in the torque converter is responsible for providing a direct connection between the engine and the transmission at higher speeds. If it's malfunctioning, you may notice a few problems. If the lockup clutch isn't engaging or disengaging properly, it can cause the engine to feel unsteady or cause your RPMs to fluctuate, especially when you're driving at highway speeds. This is typically a sign that the torque converter is failing, and you'll need to replace the lockup clutch or the entire converter, depending on the damage. 6. Transmission fluid leaks. Leaking transmission fluid is another warning sign that your torque converter might be failing. If you notice red or brown fluid pooling underneath your car, it could be a sign that the torque converter seal is damaged. A leaking torque converter seal means that the transmission fluid is escaping, which can lead to further damage to the system. Low transmission fluid levels can cause your car to slip gears, or even cause the transmission to fail. If you suspect a fluid leak, get it checked right away. Replacing the seal or the entire torque converter may be required to stop the leak and prevent additional damage. 7. Shuddering or jerking while driving. A very noticeable symptom of a bad torque converter is a shuddering or jerking motion while driving. This typically occurs when the torque converter fails to lock up properly during acceleration. This shuddering happens because the torque converter isn't transferring power to the transmission as smoothly as it should. You might feel the car stuttering, especially when going up a hill or when accelerating after a stop. If your car is jerking or shaking during acceleration, you may need to replace the torque converter. It's critical to address this problem quickly to avoid further damage to the transmission. 8. Check engine light comes on. A check engine light can also be a sign that your torque converter is failing. Modern vehicles are equipped with sensors that monitor various systems in your car, including the transmission. If the torque converter starts to malfunction, it can trigger the check engine light. The onboard diagnostic system will register a fault code related to the converter's performance, which can be detected with a diagnostic scan tool. If your check engine light comes on and you suspect a torque converter issue, it's essential to have your vehicle diagnosed by a professional. They can pinpoint the issue and determine if the converter needs repair or replacement. 9. Transmission slips or hangs in gear. Finally, a slipping or hanging transmission is another symptom of a failing torque converter. When the torque converter starts to break down, it can cause issues with gear shifting. If the converter isn't working correctly, the car may not shift smoothly or at the right time. You could experience delayed shifts, or the transmission may slip between gears. If you're experiencing this, it's crucial to get the torque converter checked. Delayed shifts and slippage can lead to more significant transmission problems, so fixing the converter early can save you from expensive repairs. 10th, loss of acceleration power. Another symptom of a failing torque converter is a noticeable loss of acceleration power. If your car feels sluggish when you press the gas pedal and the engine is revving higher, but the car isn't accelerating as it should, the torque converter may be to blame. When the torque converter is malfunctioning, it struggles to transfer power from the engine to the wheels properly. This results in reduced acceleration and a feeling of hesitation when you try to speed up. This issue can occur if the converter is failing to lock up or disengaging prematurely, causing the engine to work harder without delivering the expected power. A loss of acceleration power can make driving feel unresponsive, especially when merging onto highways or attempting to overtake another vehicle. A replacement or repair of the torque converter is usually necessary to fix this issue. If you notice any delay or sluggishness when accelerating, it's important to have the torque converter checked out to prevent further damage to the transmission. There you have it, 10 common symptoms of a failing torque converter. From slipping gears and overheating to shuddering and fluid leaks, these are signs you shouldn't ignore. Remember, the torque converter plays a crucial role in your vehicle's transmission system, and addressing issues early can save you from expensive repairs down the road. If you notice any of these symptoms, don't hesitate to have your car inspected by a professional. Torque converter issues are often fixable, and catching them early will keep your vehicle running smoothly and extend the life of your transmission. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more automotive tips and tricks. See you in the next video.